everyone, and welcome to American Firearms Network. Thank you for joining our show, and for the people that are watching right now and who are not subscribed, we hope that you enjoy our show enough to subscribe and like and share and pass our show along to your friends.
Yep.
Tonight's show, I think, is a great one, great discussion to have, and that's teachers and firearms. With all the school shootings that are going on around the country and even all over the world now in different countries. Should teachers carry guns in the schools, Paul? What do you think, Instructor Paul?
It depends on the teacher. You can't push teachers to do it, but I think if a teacher is willing to carry a firearm and the teacher has the right training, I personally don't see anything wrong with it. It's a very, very touchy subject, though, because some parents wouldn't feel comfortable in having a teacher with a firearm around their kids. So it just depends. It also depends on the state you're in. I'm pretty certain Florida would be more kind of apt to have it than maybe in New York City. You understand what I'm saying? Sure. It all depends. I've always said it. Whoever gets a gun, they have to be responsible.
In my opinion, I think it's really important for teachers to carry fire. Not all teachers, but you have teachers in that school. You know, every hallway, that maybe there's 4 or 5 classrooms, there should be a teacher with a gun. And there should be teachers volunteering that want to do that role, and they should be sent out to training, to one of these big, firearms training instructor schools. Maybe they go out for a week or 2, a week at a time, and train on a regular basis. Right? But and maybe they have to pass some certification, but I think it's important.
Yeah, I know. I'm in between the two issues here, because what about making sure that the schools are adequately protected? I mean, why not have that? Because I can understand teachers want to be able to focus on their teaching. You know, they don't want to have to worry about if somebody comes in the class, they have to take a weapon out and defend their teachers. And I also see the other way, where at the end of the day, people don't want their kids killed. So if the teacher's there with a gun and the teacher's able to defend those kids, because either way, without a gun or not, the teacher's going to defend those kids.
So I have a question for you, okay? Do you think a shooter, mostly these are young kids, not always, but most of the time, that do the school shooting, would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Do you think if they know there's a handful of teachers in that school with a firearm, do you think that would be a deterrent or not? Maybe not. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I would think it is. I think it would be.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know?
But if a person knows that there's a few cops in the school walking down the corridor with,
I agree with that. I think that's good too. Armed security is probably equally as well. It's good but not a lot of schools have. I don't think any school has armed security. Do they? Maybe they do. No. I'm not sure, but it's different when the teachers have it. Everyone's aware, the word spreads, and then you have trained professionals. They're teachers. They're educated. They can train and really get good at it. And there should be some teacher certification type training for firearms, right? How would that be? Maybe there is now. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Have you seen anything like that?
No, I haven't seen anything. So, and my daughter said this to me. She said, "Daddy, I don't think it's a good idea to have teachers with guns, because some of those teachers, they can get really upset quick with the kids. And can you imagine if a teacher goes crazy and then they just go for their gun?" I mean, she was adamant that there are some teachers that have got some bad tempers. So you've got to be responsible. You've got to really know what you're doing.
Listen, the downside of having a teacher in the school with a firearm is accidental discharges, because they're not trained properly or whatever. They're not paying attention, right? Just fear.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just fear. Wow, there's guns in the school. Oh my God, right? Does that distract everyone?
Yeah.
So there are some cons to it, but I feel the pros outweigh the cons.
Yeah. And especially if a teacher's used to being around firearms. I mean, you're an instructor. If you decided now you wanted to be a teacher, that wouldn't be an issue with you.
I wouldn't be no issue with it.
No issue.
Yeah.
I'd
be totally fine with it. Wouldn't be an issue. And but I just think, in my opinion, it's definitely a deterrent. And even if it's not a deterrent, you have people in that school that are ready to defend the students.
Yeah.
Because things are getting crazy out there.
They are.
You know?
Yeah, in schools, in churches, everywhere.
Yeah, and I know there's been a lot of talk about that, doing that stuff.
Yeah,
you know? So, what else you think about it?
I think they need to really focus on mental health. I mean, we're talking about arming teachers, but a lot of the kids that are coming to school and causing those kind of crimes, they have mental health issues. They come from broken homes, a broken system.
Yeah.
And I think more needs to be done about putting more money into mental health for young kids.
I agree.
I mean, I spoke to a counsellor not too long ago, and she said that the system's broken. She said so many young people are having mental issues now, and they don't know how to deal with stress.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
You know, so we really, as a nation, need to focus more on mental health.
Yes.
You know, we need to take care of our children. We need to take care of our teachers.
Yeah.
Our teachers are under a tremendous amount of stress.
Yeah.
They can snap. And you have somebody snapping with a firearm.
Listen, your daughter made a good point.
Yeah, so
that could be, and there's got to be some psychological with the teacher right, before they have a firearm. Right?
Exactly.
There should be a battery of tests and certifications for that.
Yeah.
You know, but I think there is schools, right? In Texas, they had security guards with guns. I think they were armed, right? I think. And then they had that school shooting, and the guy, I remember one of the guards didn't run into the school or something, kind of hit out.
See, that's another nightmare.
You saw that?
I saw that,
So kind of hit out a little bit.
Hit out.
Isn't that crazy?
Kids inside there, you're going to... If my kid's in there, I'm going in.
Of course. You got to go in.
I'm sorry.
You got to. But if you're a security guard and you're hired, that's your sole job.
That's your job.
Is to protect the children, and you want to hide and not go in?
Yeah, that's not good.
That's not good.
That's not
Not good.
That's not good.
It's sad that we're even having this talk.
Yeah.
Okay, that it's come to this. This never happened when I was a kid in New York, growing up in New York.
No.
I grew up right by Kennedy Airport on the Queens Water. We never had any. We had fights, you know, typical stuff.
Yeah.
You know, kids fighting each other and.
But you wouldn't. You wouldn't expect the teacher to be
nothing like. But nothing like. We never had shootings or anyone. Right? Anything with you? Like when you were young, we never had any shootings like that.
We had a couple of knives, you know, stabbings in England.
Right.
You know, one teacher got stabbed by one of the kids, and
right.
You know, one of those things. But it wasn't. We didn't have the gun stuff like they have here.
Yeah.
You know, and when I was growing up, kids respected the teachers.
Right.
You know, they respected them. So.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we'd love to hear what you guys think. Please leave a comment below if you have anything you want to add, or you know, tell us about, or maybe you know have some more information on teachers and you know carrying guns in schools. We'd love to hear about it, and we appreciate you watching our show, and we hope you share our show with others. Thank you.